Good Lord. So I'm going to mute that for a minute and take this moment to talk about this meme that I brought up earlier with all these leftist websites. Anytime somebody says, well, they say to create an inclusive, safe space for people, we have to ban these, racist, Nazi, white supremacist, Republican, Trump supporters. And then people say, well, don't call your space inclusive if you're going to exclude, 30% of the United States population that supported Trump in the election? That's far from inclusive if you're literally banning and blocking, millions of people from associating with you. And then the response is, and if you go look at the Ravelry thing, if you go look at the RPGNet thing, every time somebody made that, obvious logic, hey, you're not inclusive if you're exclusive. Like, that's just like a simple logical equation that is obvious. You're not inclusive if you're exclusive. They post this meme. This meme is all over Twitter. It is everywhere. And they drop it like they're just so damn smart. Like they got it figured out because some dude named the philosopher Karl Popper said it. And there's alternates of this with, his face with him saying kind of the same stuff. The meme goes like this: The Paradox of Tolerance by philosopher Karl Popper. Should a tolerant society tolerate intolerance? You want more tolerance? Respect my ideas, says the Nazi. The answer is no. It's a paradox, but unlimited tolerance can lead to the extinction of tolerance. When we extend tolerance to those who are openly intolerant. So the normal person says, let's give them a chance about, I guess, the Nazis. And then the tolerant ones end up being destroyed and tolerance with them. Any movement that preaches intolerance and persecution must be outside of the law. As paradoxical as it may seem, defending tolerance requires not tolerating the intolerant. And so the other meme that you'll find on the same vein is, to be inclusive, you have to exclude the exclusive. Is kind of the same kind of play on words. It's just euphemistic language. It's just sophistry. It's just like soft reason. It's squishy reasoning. It feels right because it's big words that explain what they want to do. They want to be inclusive. They want to feel like they're inclusive. They want to virtue signal inclusiveness. But oh no, we don't want those people included. You're just being exclusive. You're just being discriminatory. You're just discriminating against the people that you don't want to associate with. And that's fine. That's fine. That is normal. That is acceptable human behavior. That is natural, normal human behavior. In fact, it's like required that you be discriminatory against certain people to live, to survive. You don't include murderers in your social circle for your own protection. You don't include abusive spouses in your relationships because they're abusive. You're not being inclusive by excluding the exclusive. You're just excluding the bad guys. That's fine. You're excluding people that you don't want to include. So when you see people using this doublespeak, and it is doublespeak, this is classic quintessential doublespeak. We're being inclusive by excluding. It's even hard to say the words in that order. It's just belying and revealing how twisted and self-contradictory their ideology is. It is self-contradictory. They want to virtue signal and be proud of themselves as being inclusive, while actually not being inclusive. But they don't want to admit that they're not all inclusive. They don't want to admit that they're exclusive and discriminatory, because that would completely contradict their headline, their entire political position of not being discriminatory, not discriminating against marginalized whatevers. Well, they just marginalized, 30% of the country. You just made a marginalized group out of Trump supporters. But don't tell them that. They don't want to feel that. They still want to feel like they're the perfect, white knights on the hill that don't discriminate.